Hello everybody, good morning. Here's my review on the light novel Black Bullet, as well as the manga series Black Bullet. And I'll explain kind of like what the differences is between the two. Because there are really big differences. For one, the manga ends at book 4, and the light novel's still ongoing. So with that said, first off is the main plot. The plot in both is that the world has ended. Basically, humanity is forced to take shelter in behind these massive monoliths made out of a black material called vibranium. Hence the name. He uses bullets that are made out of it, and the material is black. So, there we go. But not to get sidetracked. So, the rest of humanity's hiding behind massive monoliths made out of this stuff to repel what they know as the gastria, which is basically a virus that takes over the human DNA and mutates it and turns you into a monster, basically. And anybody who, kind of like, almost like a zombie outbreak, anybody who's bit by you or whatever, or attacked by you, gets the virus, and if they don't die or whatever, they also turn into a gastria and attack more. So it's kind of almost like zombie outbreaks. So if you're into that kind of thing, this would probably be the manga or light novel for you. And most of humanity has succumbed to it. And the only mechanism that they can use to fight it is vibranium at the moment. So the story centers around these three, and later adds more. But the main characters are, he's known as Rentaro, and Enju. And she's what's known as an initiator, or a cursed child also. And that's his childhood friend, Kisara. So what a cursed child is basically, and they're girls. Cursed children are children born with the gastria virus before birth, so they were infected during pregnancy, and they don't instantly turn into a gastria. In fact, they actually have extraordinary powers, regeneration, basically all the powers of a gastria without the I want to kill all of humanity type of thing. However, eventually, once their body succumbs to 50%, they do change into gastria. So, that's why they are known as cursed children. And not really well liked. Now, he's a CivSec officer. CivSec officers use the initiators to fight gastria. But even so, you would think that humanity would accept her, but they don't. In this book, humanity still does not like the cursed children. They hate them, and they think that they're basically the same as the gastria virus themselves. So therefore, it's kind of like it's a sad story. I mean, and there's a lot of hot, topics in here, about all sorts of things. I mean, it's a very kind of sad book in a way, because a lot of these children die, and it gives you pretty, grim pictures of it. So it is kind of it can be kind of gloomy at times or whatever, but it's really good. Okay. So now the difference between the light novel and the manga is the light novel follows its own story, the original story. And as some of you may know, there is an anime out. Okay, well, this is the anime right here. This follows the anime path only, and it ends at book 4. I don't have book 4, but it does end at book 4. That's why it's so short, because it strictly follows the path of the anime. This has its own story arc. It's the original story arc. So if you like the anime and you want to know what the original story is like, read the light novel. It's up to volume 6 in English. It's really good. Highly recommend it. The artwork in there is exceptional. As always with light novels, there's fewer pictures in it, so the artist can spend more time drawing them. That's where I'm at. So there's the doctor that saved Rentaro's life. Brilliant. Also kind of a shut-in. And let me see if I can get another one. Okay, so that's Enju. And I believe it's just after or before. Oh yeah, okay, so this is before she fought the first Gastria. That introduces you kind of to what an initiator is. Okay, so the artwork in the light novel, exceptional, love it. You know, as always. Okay, there we go. And as always, I'll flip it over so you can kind of see. Okay. And the manga series. Again, the artwork is, you know, it's good artwork. So, but it follows the anime, basically to the T. So again, that's also the first battle there, where you meet Enju. Okay, so yeah, and then you meet Tina, another initiator, and a few others later on. You know, the main villain, you'll meet him. Okay, moving on. Anime comparisons, yeah, there's definitely one. Anime comparison would be Black Bullet itself. And other ones would be, like I said, you know, if you're kind of into the zombie outbreak type thing, because it's sort of really what this kind of can be, except for they don't go around, you know, seeking brains and stuff like that. It's just more mindless killing, just like a zombie. And let's, I would recommend, I would definitely recommend it if you're into that kind of stuff. Like I said, it does get gloomy at part because the cursed children are treated so poorly by humanity, even though they save them quite frequently. The age range is 13 and up. If you are old enough to understand death or why someone, you know, is hated or something, or if you just want a good read and help understand things, I would recommend it. And I would say that I'd give the manga, I'd probably say, what would I say? It has everything I like. I'd give it a 10 personally. And definitely would recommend it. Let's see. Oh, and eventually I would assume, by the title of that, the humanity turns against him too. So, and I believe that is, yeah, that is the main villain's initiator. Really makes me want to keep reading why she's in there. So yeah, pick it up, guys. You can find it at Barnes and Nobles. You can find it at almost any anime store that sells books. I go to Kinokuniya and Mitsuo marketplaces usually have a bookstore in them. You can buy it. Also, I think it's Kinokuniya. And let's see, Anime Jungle if you're near LA. Again, I live in California, so if you're near LA, Anime Jungle has a bunch of places that you can buy them. Yeah, I go to Barnes and Nobles and LA to buy my stuff usually. Costa Mesa has a Mitsuo place if you buy that. But anyways, that does it for this review of Black Bullet. And if you're not already subscribe if you like my review. If you have anything that you want to comment on. Recommendations that you want to see, let me know. Or things that I can change, let me know. Otherwise, subscribe and like. Thank you and have a good day.